everybody, welcome back to my channel. I am so glad you're here today. I am filming multiple videos today, so I wanted to get this one in and let's hop into it. I am looking at, I have at least one event this spring that I'm going to be taking bunnies with me, multiple bunnies. I'm hoping, so right now I have 4 different breeds of Angora rabbits in my rabbitry. I have French, English, German, and now I have a satin, which I introduced her this last week on a video. I'll try to remember to put the card up above so you can see her. And I have an event coming up right now just in May that I want to hopefully take all 4 of the rabbits to, so that I can kind of introduce the breeds and show people the differences and things like that. That is going to be May 17th and 18th, Friday, Saturday, in Lake Odessa, Michigan, and that is the Mitten Homesteaders Conference. I'll put the link down below for those of you who might be interested in going to that. I'm going to be speaking on Angora rabbits as a small acreage fiber animal, but there is a ton of great speakers that weekend, and I'm super excited to do it. I am very nervous. I've never done an event quite this large. Typically the events I do are for schools or libraries, and this is going to be like a real event, so I am a little bit nervous, but I'm excited. And so hopefully maybe I'll see some of you there. But I needed to get some more carrying cages. So these are going to be all-day events, 2 days of all day. And I don't want them in, for those of you who do rabbits or show rabbits, they have the small little, a lot of times they come in 2 or 3, and they're the travel cages that you can travel with your rabbits. I didn't want those. Maggie's back here behind me. You can see her. We call that belly dancing. She's rolling with her toys on the floor. I didn't want to use, I have a couple of small cages just to carry animals back and forth if I need to, or go pick up a rabbit. I didn't want them staying in there all day long, and she's gonna make my camera do things now. And so, what a goofball. Sorry, I'm easily distracted by cute animals. I didn't want the rabbits staying in there all day long. And so I have I have actually a dog kennel, a dog carrier, that would work. And then I have a small rabbit cage. It's called a Wabbit, with a W-A-B-B-I-T. That's the brand name. And it's a smaller cage, but it's perfect for taking them to shows and things like that, or farmers markets, craft fairs, things like that when I take my rabbits. And I have one of those. And so I need to get at least 2 more type cages that I can travel with. So I was on, I've jumped on recently to some different rabbit pages and rabbit groups on Facebook, kind of just to be there to see what people are using and doing and all the things. I'm on an Angora site, and I'm on a couple of, one of them is a backyard rabbit page, and one of them is actually a meat rabbit page. And there is a lot of great information that comes through there. You kind of got to sift through different, whatever stuff that's on there. I've talked about this before, where sometimes the opinions get pretty heavy in there, and not everything is going to work for everybody. But I was on one of the backyard rabbit pages, and someone had posted a picture of her cages. And I'm like, those look familiar, but they're really big. And so I went through the comments, and actually they are the same. The Wabbit cage that I have, they're the same thing, only they're the next bigger size, which I had no idea they made a bigger size. And so she was raising all of her rabbits in these. They were Angoras. They were I don't even know what. I think she had a number of different kind of rabbits. But she had them stacked, and she had a really nice setup. And I'm like, those would be perfect. Not only would they be perfect for what I needed some extra cages for this spring, but I have an area which I've talked about I'm going to be working on this summer. In my rabbit barn, I have a corner where I am going to put some rabbits on the floor. I'm going to build a fence. Right now I have numerous things for my rabbits. I have rabbits in cages. I have 4 French Angora does in a colony. And then I have 3 rabbits right now on the ground in, I never know what to call them. They're not playpens, but I think they are called puppy playpens or animal playpens, and they're just the fencing. I have 3 of those set up inside the barn with rabbits on the ground with straw in them. I will try to remember to link everything down below because I do get those through Amazon. I have gotten them. And I have 3 different kinds. And so those work out great, but I have another corner in my my barn, my rabbit barn, that I'm going to use some wire and some wood 2x4s to build an area on the ground back. It's kind of stuck back in a weird corner where I have the rabbits all in the front. And so I'm going to have them be able to, Scott's going to cut a door in the barn for me, and I have a omelet hutch run with a tunnel that I'm going to put through there so they can go in and outside. And so I'm getting ready to do that, but there's shelves all around, like half or 3/4 of my barn. And I've always thought, gosh, there's got to be a way to utilize those shelves just a little bit better, because I have a few things on them, and Scott has a few things like his chainsaw and stuff is kind of shoved in there. But a lot of it is empty space up there. And so I am super excited because I think these cages, the size of them is going to be perfect to sit up on those shelves. And I won't really have to do anything to make them work. I think they're just going to sit up there. I'm going to pull these out today on video and show you how they open up. There is really no assembly to them, but they are the perfect size for my shelves. And so I was super excited about that. So I could have bought 2 more of the smaller carrier size. I decided to go with 2 of the larger ones so I can utilize them as cages. So let's talk about cage size just a little bit. My cages are all anywhere between 30 inches by 36 inches. I think I have a few that are 30 by 30, and I think I have a few that are 36 by 36. So I have 3 different sizes out there, I think. So they are large cages. They're all 18 inches high. And I do like that space. Most of my rabbits, I shouldn't say most, all of my rabbits get time outside at some point in the summer. From spring until fall, the rabbits can go outside throughout the week. I'll take 1 or 2 of them per day and put them out in the, actually the playpen things that I have. I also have one outside that they can go into. And so they do get outdoor time on the grass. But I do like my cages to be a larger size. I want them to have space in there. And so this cage is actually, so my biggest one is 36 inches by 36. Is it 36 by 36 or 36 by 30? I'm not sure. I'd have to measure them. But they are the large size. This one here is actually 37 inches by 18 or 19 inches. So this is going to be more of a rectangle shape, which is perfect for those shelves that I have back there. And so I'm super excited about that. That's what these will be used for. And I have a couple of smaller rabbits. I just got my satin Angora, like I said. She's going to stay pretty small. I have a Teddy Whitter, which is a breed I'm going to talk about here coming up. He is just a little guy. And so some of my smaller rabbits, this is going to be plenty of space for them. I probably wouldn't put my big French, I have a couple of big French Angoras, and then I have my German Angoras. They're pretty large, and so I probably wouldn't put them in here, but these are perfect for some of my smaller English and my satin Angoras. And so let's open these up. And I had to chuckle because I watched my poor mail lady carry this box up to the door yesterday. She's got muscles because this is not, it's an awkward box, but it's also heavy. So she did a really great job. So again, I will link these down below. These are 37 wide by 18 by 20 inches high. So these are actually higher than my other ones. The only downside to these, and they did talk about it on the page that I found these on, is that the rabbit bottoms, I always say rabbit bottoms, and you guys probably think I'm talking about the literal rabbit bottoms. I'm talking about the trays that go in. These are thinner. So I have two different kinds of rabbit trays in mine. The ones that are really big, they are thinner. They're probably 1.5 inches, 2 inches. And then I have the 30 by 30 cages, and those are a bit, probably double the size. So I have two different size trays. I can empty those once a week on a regular basis, and I'm able to keep them clean that way. These are a little bit thinner, so I may have to empty these more than once a week is the only thing that might be an issue with these. But I'm okay with that because it's utilizing space that I have for more rabbits. And you can never have too many rabbits, especially now as I'm trying to breed a few of mine for color. I'm going to end up getting rabbits. Again, I talked about this in another video. If you're going to breed rabbits, make sure you have a space for those rabbits, and that if you can't sell them, that you're able to put them in cages and keep them. So that's another nice thing to have these, and know that these will fit up on those shelves that I have. So let's pull one out. I don't know if I will. This is what it looks like. This is the brand. It's going to be backwards, I think. So this is the Rabbit Habitat. And actually the person that I saw, oops, my camera moved. There we go. The person that I saw using these, and she had put a picture, she had stacked all of hers. So I'll be curious to see. Again, I won't need to stack because I have shelves, but they have to be fairly sturdy, which I know the little one I have is, in order to stack several on top of each other. And she had also taken a small, like a Tupperware bin, a Rubbermaid bin, flipped it upside down, cut a hole in it, and so they actually had a spot to sit on top of it, and then they could go inside of it like a little hutch. So that was kind of a cool idea too. So not that I really need to do that with my setup, because mine are all indoors that are in the barn. But it was kind of a neat, she had a really nice setup. So now with these, the other beauty of this, because any of you who have ever put together rabbit cages, let me put my knife down before I injure myself. If you have ever put together rabbit cages, it's time consuming because typically any of the ones that I've ever purchased, you have to put together panel by panel with the J-clips, with the tool to hook them all together. And when you get like a tower, which is usually 3 cages in a tower, I must have turned on an autofocus thing on my camera when I was filming. That's why I keep zooming in and out. So when you're putting together any of the normal rabbit cages, typically they come flat like this with the panels just all out, and then you have to put that all together. When you multiply that by 3, it is hours worth of work, where I think this one is just, if it's like the other ones I have, they are just going to pop open. So let's see. Maggie's toy. Let's see if that's the case. And these will also be, okay, so this is the bottom that gets stuck inside there. That's the only thing that can kind of be tricky on these, is getting that bottom piece in here. And they do have, it looks like they have a urine guard in here that comes with it. So these are just popped open, and it's already put together. So you just pop all the sides. Oops. And then the urine guard out. Me some leaves here. So here's the urine guard plates. These can just go into a corner. And I would probably put this in a corner that is going to be facing the back of our garage. So that's a nice thing to have. You could also, again, we talked about this in one of my last videos in regards to potty training Angoras. Typically most rabbits kind of pick a spot where they're always going to go, and so that's where these would come in handy for that spot. Almost all of my rabbits have that one spot in their cage where they choose to go. So the tricky part with this, I found, and maybe there is a different way you're supposed to do this, but you have to get this bottom panel in, and also, let's see, maybe I'm not doing this very smart. Let me pull this out first. And this is nice and heavy wire. Let me do it this way. So this is just the other side end that I am trying to, there. I want this one opened out so that I can take the bottom and slide it right in there. And that makes more sense. And then this fits on, move it all in. And then it fits on this bottom edge here, right down below. I don't know if you can see that. I will bring, and then these get popped back in. And that's it. So, let me bring the camera around here. And there it is. I need to hook the edge of the bottom is all right here, but I need to hook it on the back side. So this has an opening here, it has an opening here to get to your rabbits, and it really is a nice size cage for the rabbits that I need it for. So these I'm going to try out, and I don't see why I wouldn't. Again, I have a smaller version of it, and this is going to be perfect for the size that I need. I already know I did measure the width of my shelf, and it was like 17 3/4 wide. These are 18 inches, so it's really, I'm not going to have to put any, I always thought if I put a regular cage up on those shelves, because I've been thinking about this since we moved here 2 years ago, that the shelves would be perfect for stacking cages up there, but I was never quite sure how to get my square cages in there. So this rectangle cage is going to be perfect for that. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I hope it was helpful. I will keep you posted on how these work, and I'm going to be doing a video of my little garage transformation, my barn transformation, coming up here soon as we get rid of the snow that we got yesterday. So I'll be working out in the barn more and more, and I'll keep you posted on it. But I think these are going to be perfect, whether it be for putting them on the shelves or traveling with my rabbits somewhere. So I hope you guys have a fantastic Saturday, and I hope you're creating something. Bye.